Greetings, everybody. How are we doing today? Everybody might notice that there is a slightly different setup that we're rocking today, with a different background, some nice cool shutters behind us here. Also, you'll notice today I am wearing a headset. Why is all of this happening? Because I am in Austin, Texas with my family for Thanksgiving. So I could travel with my webcam because it folds up into something that's only about this big and travels with me. However, the Blue Yeti microphone is a little bit harder to take, as is the green screen that I'm normally shooting against. So for the next couple of days, actually for the next entire week, this is going to be our setup with an actual headset like a regular streamer usually wears. But it's easier for me to travel with the headset and this little microphone here. It should be slightly better sound quality than me using the native microphone on my computer or the microphone from the webcam that is 3 feet away from my face. So, if you are having any trouble hearing me, please let me know. If anything is particularly confusing, please let me know. There might be a crazy echo in here, but I still think that this headset is probably going to end up being better than me just talking out into the ether. So, who do we have going on in here today? Fernando, Sawa, Theo, Extreme Gamer. What's up, guys? How is everybody doing? Sawa says, no, this mic is worse. This mic is worse than what? Than the mic I normally use? That actually makes total sense. The mic I normally use is a Yeti microphone that is a very, very high-end microphone. I'm saying this microphone should be better than my laptop microphone, which I don't think is particularly great. But let me know if I'm wrong about that one. Anyway, what have you guys been saying so far? Theo, Matt has been eaten by a guy named Austin and is streaming from inside of him. Oh, man, dude. It kind of feels that way sometimes. And, oh, now we have Neo Venom Zaraki. Hello. Mike, Kate, good morning. How is everybody doing? Cowabunga. Woo. The mic sounds like something from a BO3 lobby. I'm not sure what that means, but I will take your word for it that it is not as good as the Yeti microphone. But I have to apologize ahead of time. I know it's not going to sound as good as the Yeti microphone does. Unfortunately, we just don't have the Yeti microphone. But also what this means is I currently only have my laptop monitor, which means when I'm actually in the game, I won't be able to see the chat as well. So I'm going to be setting up my iPad to show me the chats. I think for the time being, because I can only show one of them at a time, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the YouTube chat on my iPad. And then I'm going to have to switch back and forth a few times to come in and see what everybody is saying on Twitch as well. So bear with me as we get through all of this. Black Ops 3. It sounds like a Black Ops 3 microphone. So he says. All right, let me pull up this guy really quickly over here. FancyMatt going live. I just want to see the chat channel. Thank you very much. Okay. Extreme letting us know that the Steam sale starts today. The Steam sale. Anybody who's interested in video games should be aware of the Steam sale because it's excellent. Also, you'll notice the significantly fancier teacup that I am drinking out of today. My sister is much fancier than I am, as it turns out. So instead of my normal teacup, it's a fancy teacup today. Oh no! The mic is in the way. Alrighty. Let's get back into this. Yeah, so anybody who's interested in video games in general should definitely go look through that Steam sale, see if there's anything on there you want. Now, Steam tends to run a lot of sales over the holidays, so flag some things that you might want to see. Go in and make sure that you catch it. Check it daily would be my suggestion to see if they are releasing anything that you want in particular. Extreme, What did you get on the Steam sale, bro? You let me know. I'm interested in what you're playing. Pastel, what's up, Pastel? Mike is telling us that he's running Yeti with the Magic team. Interesting. And Magisto's Tower. The synergies are awesome because he can do so much damage. Yes, so I'm going to be showcasing a lot of that today, actually. Pastel, am I late? Why is the mic different? Pastel, the mic is different because I am in Austin, Texas. I'm normally in Manhattan, and I'm running a blue Yeti microphone. The Yeti microphone is a very high-end microphone that is just a dedicated microphone. But I traveled to Austin for Thanksgiving, and I had to travel with my headset because I can't bring the entire microphone with me. It would be... I mean, I wouldn't be able to get it on the airplane without checking it in my luggage, which would probably mean I would have to have a whole separate bag for it because of how much the whole contraption weighs. The microphone itself is not very heavy, but I need a stand for it and all this other kind of jazz. So we're going to be with the headset for the next week. Everything is perfectly fine. We will be running back. We will be returning to our normal setup at the beginning of December. I've replaced Woo with the Yeti, says Mike Kate. Mike, let's go ahead and get into it for today, and I'll show you guys what I have been working on. Now, everybody knows that I was very excited for the Yeti event to go live, so let's go ahead and start our daily chores, complete all of our quests, and get into it, and I will show you exactly how far I'm going with the Yeti. I think most of you will be very impressed, and I might actually be able to increase what I'm doing with the Yeti even more than I already have been. I calculated that in order for me to get a 7-star Yeti, I will need to pull in somewhere between 30 and 40 Yeti tiles every single day. That's a lot of Yeti tiles. But over the past couple days, I've actually gotten close to doing it. So, I think yesterday I actually managed to get enough. The day before I was a little bit short. But I'm spending almost 1,000 gems every single day to get the Yeti. Not cheap. Not cheap at all. Now, I'm going to come in here and just sort of finish out everything else, do our glyph hunt, do our Pip Town nodes, go ahead and spend our monolith energy. But you will note that in order to actually save some gems for the Yeti event, I am not going to be spending extra gems to refill my campaign energy or my monolith energy for the next week. I'm going to go ahead and just continue to farm all of the characters that I already have at 7 stars so that I can get more master currency, because I can use that master currency at the moment to buy those fancy apples, which I need to upgrade the Yeti to 7 stars. Hold on a second. Aha. I forgot I'm in the suburbs right now and there's a person mowing the lawn outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I want Streets of Rage 4 and maybe 7 Days to Die, says Extreme Gamer of the... You're talking about the stream sale, or the Steam sale that's out there. Yeah, all of those are supposed to be very good. Pastel, big turkey in the house. In the oven already? It's only Wednesday. How long are you planning to cook that thing for? All right. So let's see. We're coming in here and doing the collector nodes. Now, I'm going to do this 4th one because in addition to the Yeti, I want to get this Explorer Aurora as best I possibly can. So let's go ahead and grab all of those. And we got, 4 Cook Bart tiles. That's all right. It will convert to master currency, which we do also need. Let's go ahead and grab our Brix separator for our set today. All right, coming into the shop. We'll go ahead and clear out all of the shop. And I think we're going to be coming back in here because I am going to be getting tons and tons of event currency. When you see what it looks like when you spend about 800 gems at a whack in order to get more Yeti tiles. And cross your fingers and hope that I get them. Because if I don't get them up to 7 stars, it's going to be rough. All right, 5 Blacktron Dwayne tiles. I'll actually take those. Blacktron Dwayne, I'm also looking at getting enough tiles so that I can have him 7-starred. This will help me farm all of the rest of the master currency even more, and it will help me out with the Gorewell event for higher level gear. Right now, I have 4 space characters that are all at level 60, gear level 7, 7 stars. The problem with the space characters is there's no healer, so completing that Gorewell event is incredibly difficult to do, and you basically just have to have enough people to out-survive all of the incoming damage there. Master Store. We'll go ahead and get that 110 master currency, and then come in here and grab some fancy apples. We need a total of 16 more of them in order to level up the Yeti to gear level 7. Great. Let's do a challenge. See what our challenges are for the day. Support challenges. Fantastic. We'll get those fancy fish. A dead channel just says, what? What's up, a dead channel? How are you doing? Now let's come back in here. Scroll challenges. All of these maxed out challenges. Excellent. I'll take it. 3,000 scrolls. Do it again. Get another 3,000 scrolls. Brilliant. 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 Okay. We're done with all of our challenges. We're going to go ahead and do our first arena battle of the day. And then while that is timing down, that's when we'll go into the Yeti event and see what we can get this morning. What is the lowest team I got here? 91, I think? Yeah. Oh, look at this castle team. Castle team is quite obnoxious to fight against. Let's see if I can get... What's 92? Ah, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and come in here and attack this 92. Now, this person is using Ray on their team in order to get those timed quest rewards. Right now, there's a timed quest. If you use Ray on your team in arena battles, you can get Winston tiles. Bye-bye, a dead channel. See you later. All right. Captain Redbeard still needs to go down first. He is still going to be the biggest threat to our team, but because I put Clumsy on him, I can now do the AoE from Locust, and he is going to miss with his first attack so that everyone else on my team gets attack up. This is huge. Doing the extra damage is huge. Spaceman Reed, I'm going to go ahead and spend a turn just trying to get him to get some critical chance up, but he does not get it. Boo earns. We'll do a regular attack on Lloyd. Now we want to see how many people we can pull out of stealth. This is going to be a big one. And I don't think they have any buff clears. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and taunt with my Locust and then put damage reduction on him to see who else I can pull out of stealth. There it is. And we can stun Redbeard and come around and attack him. Now we combine everything else that we already have here in order to make Locust basically unkillable. He's got defense up in addition to the regular defense up that he gets just from having the taunt. Plus, he now has damage reduction, and in a second, I can actually give him, if I really want to or need to, I can actually give him the heal from Magisto that will also allow him to counter. And because Magisto is still alive, anytime he counters, he's going to heal. An incredibly powerful thing to do. Everybody should already know this from anybody who's been running any sort of castle team or fought against any sort of castle team in the past. That combination is incredibly strong. Putting Magisto's heal on a tank is definitely 100% the way to go. Now we're going to come in here and just continue to hammer down on the enemy Bart. Shouldn't be too much of a struggle. I was about to say, I think Lloyd definitely has another stealth coming in here pretty soon, but I don't think it's going to matter. Their Cook Bart obviously has his stun off, so he's not going to be able to do anything on his turn anyway, if he were to even get one, which he doesn't. Kaboom. Theo, the Vankman time quest was broken. You couldn't complete the Brix requirement. So annoying. Yeah, and so they actually gave people, they just sort of like arbitrarily assigned gifts to people because they knew that it was broken. So everybody should have actually received a whole bunch of time quest rewards, even if you didn't try to complete the timed quest, simply because it was broken. Mike, time quests are poor again. The money bags is terrible, but I don't mind them. Just hope we don't get a surprise money bags. Yeah, Mike, I completely agree with you. Also, Cowabunga said that he has stopped hoarding and just upgrades minifigures whenever because the money bags are kind of it's very hard to rely on them now. Very true. Spent like 2.5 million gold on Yeti, says Mike. Cowabunga, you didn't receive anything for that Brixpedition time quest? I'm pretty sure I did. I'll have to go back and check. Usually when the time quest is broken, that's what they do. Oh, maybe it was from a time quest that was broken from before. Because I know they've done it before. Maybe for this past one they haven't done it yet. But if that's the case, I would actually expect to see it at some point in your inbox because they're usually pretty good about that if their time quest doesn't work. Especially if you guys go onto Discord and blast the bugs channel, let them know that something was wrong, that you noticed something was wrong, and they are usually very, very quick to actually get out something to fix. Now, Extreme Gamer, how do I beat the last 2 battles before the last one in the Yeti event? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at those battles now. Let me complete these rest of these challenges here. And I'm going to really fast spend this campaign energy that I have received in order to try to get more Yeti pieces. I think I only need... Okay, let's see. I have enough fancy apples here and enough fancy crabs here. But I need more fancy apples because of this one. And I need bananas in the world of Beethoven. Bananas. Banana, banana, banana. Banana, banana, banana. I think most of those notes were correct. I don't know. Are any of you classically trained musicians? You let me know. Emilian said he was going to speak to the team. Yeah, that's great. And if Emilian is going to speak to the team, then you can bet they're going to give us something. Wow, look at that. 7 fancy bananas too. Fancy banana twos? Fancy bananas two? I'm not sure where you actually make that plural. Fancy banana twos probably is where you do it. Anyway, we need, what, 9 more bananas? That's fine because we need a whole bunch more fancy apples. So great. All right. Without further ado, let's come into this event. Let's look at the Yeti and see what he has for us. Now, let's see. You're asking Extreme. You were asking, which was it, 1.9 or 1.8, how you complete the rest of those. Now, here's what I will tell you. The first time the Yeti event came around, I completed all of the nodes except this final Yeti one, 1H4. I had all of them completed except for 1H4 using my pirate team. Now I have a completely free-to-play pirate team. So at the time the first Yeti event came around, I had Darwin, Argenta, Cook Bart, Pegleg, but my Pegleg was only about 5 stars because I hadn't been playing that long, and Valiant. Now, you can also replace Valiant with the Hiker, which I did a lot. Because remember that the computer's AI is not very good, especially not compared to yours. So you don't always need a tank on your team as long as you can keep everybody alive. So I often opted for an extra dedicated healer instead of a tank. So, Extreme, you can beat those 2 levels with your free-to-play pirate team in its entirety, or your free-to-play pirate team with your free-to-play hiker instead of Valiant. It's actually not particularly hard. You just have to use, honestly, just use whoever is your most leveled up characters. Unfortunately, because I need to farm the tiles and actually use my event energy to farm the tiles of Yeti, I can't actually show it to you because I have to spend the energy to farm these Yeti tiles. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to get 100, 150, 200 gems, and 250 gems worth of refreshes. That's 250 plus 200 is 450, plus 150 is 600, plus 100, that's 700 gems worth of event energy. Then we're going to spend all of it on this last node here, crossing our fingers, hoping we get tons of Yeti tiles. Because once we do this, come on, baby, 3 Yeti tiles, that's not enough. Now we're going to spend another 100 gems to refresh this node and do this again, spending 240 more event energy to try to get more Yeti nodes. Come on, give us more than 3, babies. Give us more than 3. Yesterday I got like 15 tiles of the Yeti the first time I did this. It was spectacular. This time it's going to be 6. Oh no! It looks like today is going to be a light day, but luckily, I still have this node to go through as well. So throughout the day, I will be using energy to farm this node. And once this runs out, then I'm going to have to take stock of how many gems I have, where I am in the game, and keep reevaluating how many I can afford to spend. Now, the good thing about this is that you will always, always, always receive enough currency when you do it this way in order to purchase the Yeti tiles from the event store. 1,000 for 5. 1,000 is a little steep, yes, but you get 5 tiles instead of 3. Remember, for the Ghostbusters, Vankman was 1,200 event currency for 3 tiles. The Yeti is 1,000 event currency for 5 tiles. So we're getting up there. We need 15 more tiles here, and then 100 tiles, and then 150 tiles. And we have 1 week to do it. And if I'm spending 800 gems per day, you'll notice that including the gem refreshes, I have just enough gems to spend exactly 800 or so gems every single day. Additionally, I will be coming in here and completing the timed quest. This is going to give me 5 more Yeti tiles today just for playing the game, and more Yeti currency. Wait a minute. How much Yeti currency do I have now? Do I have enough to make another purchase? I don't know. It's going to be close, though. I'm just barely short, but that's going to be an excellent, excellent addition to help set me ahead just a little bit. There are a lot of gems to be spent farming this Yeti, and it is hopefully, cross my fingers, going to go my way. But it's going to be tight, guys. It's going to be tickety tight. All right, what are we looking at here, everybody else? I'm not going to bother with the Ray 1 Theo says of the timed quest in the arena. I do not blame you. It stinks. They gave some out. Oh, right. You guys are saying that Million was talking about how he was going to reach out to the team and see what they were and see what's going on there. So hopefully everybody will get those rewards for actually trying to do that timed quest if you did try. But let's come back here into the arena and see what we have going on. It looks like the lowest rank team that I have in here is rank 79. No, here's 78. Oh, and look at this. 78 with all these ninjas. Yeah, for sure I'm going to come and wreck this team with my Ice Planet team. Oh my goodness. Now, with a normal team, you might be looking at this thinking, oh, this team looks like a big pain in my butt. Because, well, Lloyd is going to put everybody into stealth, plus Cook Bart. If you do any AoE damage, then you're going to get those counters from Redbeard. Not so much, because Lloyd can put everybody into stealth as much as he darn well pleases. I am just going to keep popping people out of stealth over and over and over again. So we're going to go ahead and start with a normal attack on Lloyd. I don't want to use any of my big hitters on him. I'm going to go ahead and put a heal on my, what is this character? Spaceman Reed. And now, oh, look at that. 3 people just pulled right out of stealth. Brilliant. I am going to go ahead and actually just do some basic attacks on Kai right now, while I am going to try to pull Redbeard out of stealth with another special attack from my Ice Planet hero, but he doesn't come out of stealth. But that's all right. Instead, what we're going to do is just hammer on Kai until he's gone, followed by Zane. Now, when it gets to be Redbeard's turn, we know that Redbeard is going to cleanse the Dizzy off of his teammates. So that is why we didn't use Magisto's special to begin with, because we want to wait until that Dizzy is gone so that we can reapply it. Just like this. Now, Redbeard didn't use his special to cleanse everybody, probably because there was only one debuff out there to cleanse. The AI has gotten a little smarter and decided, well, I probably don't need to use this massive cleanse ability if there's only one thing out there that can be cleansed anyway. But it's going to work against them because in this case, they're about to die. Good night, Redbeard. Good night, Redbeard. Good night, Redbeard. I'm sad to see you go. Not really, though, because you're a giant pain in my butt talks, and I'm not sad about you at all. Let's see if we can survive. Oh, yes, look at that. We heal Commander Cold, and he has basically just barely enough HP to survive all of the time bombs, and we're out without losing any characters against that combination ninja pirate team. I am really loving this new arena team, guys. It is not particularly free to play, I would say. All the characters are pretty easy to farm except for Magisto. So Magisto, you just really have to get in there and complete all of your achievements in order to get it done. But now we can come in and open a premium bag live for you guys. Let's taking bets. What is the premium bag going to give us today? Put your answers in the chat. Let's see if anybody hits the nail on the head on this one. One of these days, once my stream gets popular enough, if we can actually work it out with the devs, I'd love to be able to offer awards to people if you can correctly guess what's going to be in the premium bag each day. I think that would be fun. But let's see what everybody has to say. I'll give you a minute to actually input your thoughts. What is my premium bag going to have today? Let's see what everybody says. In the meantime, Extreme Gamer asks, do you think 1,000 snowflakes for 5 Yeti tiles is good or is it a little steep? Extreme Gamer, compared to the other event store purchases in other Brixpedition events, in other Brick Pace events, I think that it is a pretty good deal. Now that said, I still do think it is a little bit too expensive. I think 1,200 event currency for 3 Vankman tiles is insanely expensive. And I think that 1,000 event currency for 5 Yeti tiles is definitely better, but still a little bit more expensive than I think it should be. I think it should be roughly 100 event currency per tile, maybe 150 event currency per tile for like whoever the exclusive character is. So maybe for the chill characters it should be 100 per tile or something, and then for the Yeti it should be 150 per tile. But that would mean that 5 Yeti tiles would be about 750 currency. So I think it's definitely a better deal than some of the other Brick Pace event stores we've had in the past, but still a little bit steep in my opinion. Okay. Mike asking, next time we're in the arena to try to take on a Magisto's Tower team. Mike, if I can find one, I will give that a shot for you. Mike says it's going to be 12 chicken suit guy. Extreme says it's going to be 200 Yeti pieces. Guys, if it's 200 of anything, I will be relatively pleased. Although, if it's 200 of like the hiker, I'm just going to have to laugh. Fernando says 200 Iggy tiles. Is the Yeti even available in the premium bag? I'll have to take a look before we actually open it. Theo says Cook Bart. Cowabunga says Zane. All right, guys, let's see what it is. Now, first, let's see if it's even what's possible to even get. I don't think, yeah, it's all of the basic characters with the exception of Gorwell. Gorwell is the only like super premium character I think that is in here, right? Everything else I'm seeing is farmable. Yes, all of these things are farmable. All of these things are farmable. Yeah, everything is farmable except for Gorwell. Which it seems like an odd choice for Gorwell to be the only thing in the premium bag that's not farmable. But let's see what it is. Drum roll, please, as we open our premium bag. 25,000 coins. 12 Kai tiles. Boo. They're free, so I can't complain about them too much. But, well, no, they're technically not free because I'm paying for the booster pass, which is why I'm getting any of them. So they're definitely not free. But you know what I mean. 12 Kai tiles. I think the closest we got was somebody guessed Zane, right? Cowabunga guessed Zane. I would say that's the closest one we got, but no one hit it on the head. Cowabunga. Kartovsky is a bit less premium than Gorwell, but oh yes, right, because Kartovsky's in the Master Store, which means it's hard to call the Master Store farmable. If you are advanced enough in the game, it is definitely farmable, but it's definitely hard. I can farm the Master Store, for example, but that's because I've been spending so many gems to get so much monolith waste energy and level up so many people to 7 stars that it's just been something that I've very recently been able to do. Oh, Neo Venom says it would be nice if Yeti were in the premium bag. But Mike got the number of tiles right. 12? Mike, did you say 12 tiles? Yeah, there you go. Alrighty. So, we've completed our daily quests for the day. Time quests, the event planner, we're done. Path of the Master, winning arena battles or Brixpedition battles with Ray. I'm not even doing it at all because I don't need this at all. There's nothing about this that I need. Winston is he's just not that good of a tank unless you have him on your full Ghostbusters team. So let's get in here to the Brixpedition and see what the map has in store for us today. We'll go ahead and grab some J Cyber Dragon, and then we're going to come and grab the tiles here. We'll grab our Stinky Cheese Man, and then up top again, because I already have my fire station at enough tiles to get up to 5 stars. We'll go ahead and come around. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do here. So, coming into battle, I will show you the team that I am rocking right now through Brixpedition. Now, you'll notice this is my arena team, but I'm using Woo instead of Locust. That is because Woo has a bit more utility, and I don't need the defense quite as much. You don't need the defense when you're not in the arena nearly as much as you do in the arena because you're just playing against a computer. So I can use the fact that my Woo has that group heal to my benefit, and that's what I plan to do. All right. So the first thing we need to make sure that we do is make sure that Redbeard is not going to be counter-attacking. So we're going to do a little bit of a waiting move here so that we can get the Dizzy out on Redbeard. Brilliant. And that almost pushes him below the 50% mark. So what we're going to do now is actually hit Scarlet and start getting her down. If I stun her now would actually be an inappropriate time to stun her, because if I were to stun her now, the stun would wear off before it gets to my team again. If Scarlet is stunned, then her auto attack doesn't work. It's important that everybody know that. We're going to go ahead and put a heal and a counter on the Magistigist, and we're just going to do a basic attack since it's going to miss anyway. Oh no! We have critic chance down, exactly the opposite of the one that we needed. So we're just going to come in here and have to do some basic tease. We're going to go ahead and give everybody that defense up since we're waiting for it anyway, and remove that taunt from the Valley Boy. Okay, now. Captain Redbeard's got to take the hit. And then, Spaceman Reed is going to knock Redbeard below 50% or Valiant below 50% or get countered. Oh, what to do here? Well, Scarlet is about to have her turn, which means she's going to get the taunt, but then the taunt's going to go away. So instead, I'm just going to stun Redbeard. Her taunt goes away, and now we can come right back in and start attacking Redbeard again. Now the only problem is that she's about to get her stun back, although I can now actually spend some time just hammering down. Yeah, I can spend some time just hammering down Scarlet because everybody's going to be locked out of their abilities. Redbeard is stunned, so he's not going to be counterattacking anyway. Yeah, so this is definitely a slow way to go about filling out this particular battle. But there we go. Now that that's down, now we can come in, I believe, and just target down Redbeard for a while, get him out of here. Let's go ahead and put some Dizzy on here from Magisto's special. Yeah, this is a long first battle for the first node of a Brixpedition day, isn't it? Very long. But now we're done. Dunzo, Dunzo, Dunzo. We're going to come in here and we're going to get Valiant out of the way just so we can get around anybody who's feeling like taunting and forcing us to focus our fire. I'm going to go ahead and put a little stun on Cook Bart. Oh yeah, let's remove a little bit of turn meter from our Ice Station Odyssey folks, from our chill characters. This is going to be where the main power from the Yeti comes in. When I finally do have the Yeti up to 7 stars, I will be experimenting with a few different chill teams. My first one I'm going to try is actually going to be the Yeti with Kelvin, Commander Cold, Magisto, and Explorer Aurora. If I can get Explorer Aurora up to gear level 7 and 7 stars in time. I believe the extra chill heroes plus the ability to resurrect the Yeti, who is inevitably going to die while he's tanking. And then we're going to try and actually use a lot of countering in order to see if the Yeti can deal excessive amounts of damage but also stay alive at the same time. Having Explorer Aurora on the team is going to nerf the damage more than it would if I were to, say, use Zane or something like that. But the survivability will be much higher. So let's go ahead and get into this next level of the Brixpedition, and then starting with the third one is where I'll start using my guild allies. What do you guys have to say so far? The 12 tiles, still talking about the premium bag. Nice. Monolith is the best to farm. Yes, Mike, 100% you are correct. Jester Gogo says hello. What is up, Jester Gogo? Where is the December calendar? I can tell you we do not know. However, the content creator Discord, let me just sidetrack here for just a second. In the CCP creator channel, Paul Anthony of the Escape Podcast has has asked for some more info for December and what is coming up. Emilian has basically acknowledged that he has received that question, and he is asking the devs for the answers to that question. So as of this current moment, we do not have any new information, but we do know that Emilian is asking the rest of the team for December information. The Escape Podcast in general has been hitting very, very hard of Emilian for more content, more information to pass out to the players, to the users, because everybody wants to know what's coming up, right? We've all got gems to spend or gems to save, and we want to know what's coming up. So if I were you, I would throw some kudos to Paul Anthony and the Escape Podcast, because they are definitely hitting hard to make sure that they have stuff to announce every week. And in order to make sure they have stuff to announce every week, they are making sure that Emilian is always on notice that we are waiting for more info. Unlocked, let's see, you unlocked who a few weeks ago, Cowabunga? But not usable at 3 stars? I'm not sure who you were saying you unlocked. I think the Yeti unlocks at 4 stars, right? Awesome, lucky you. I'd love her for the space team. Are you talking about Gorwell? Oh, y'all are talking about Gorwell, aren't you? Yeah. Willa is usable at 3 stars. Yes, because of her synergy. Definitely so. GKM making a... he's made a video about that, I think, several weeks ago, if not a couple months ago. And yes, Mike, Llama is a part of the Escape Podcast. So you can actually, if you are in touch with either one of them, feel free to ask them about it or to send them both your kudos and say thank you for basically just being a thorn in the dev's side, at least as far as not letting them go without an explanation kind of thing is concerned. The truth of the matter is, they are both very, very sweet, lovely people. I have had the pleasure of being able to be interviewed on their show before. Llama is a regular viewer of this stream. Paul shows up every once in a while as well. They're both very, very nice people and very, very dedicated to providing information to the communities that they serve, so to speak. So yeah, if you haven't already, give them a follow, give them a watch. It's definitely worth it. All right, I want to come in here and get a heal off before the end of this fight. But I'm not going to because Spaceman Reed crits against the zombie and kills him in one hit. I mean, I'm not really going to complain, but wompa womp. What else was I going to say? Oh, everybody should be on the lookout for a collaboration video between me and GKM. We're actually going to be doing like a top 5 video. And we have a whole bunch of ideas of which top 5 to do. I think right now we're leaning toward ranking the factions, which factions we think are generally the most useful or the most helpful. We also have an idea of, and this is actually GKM's idea, of running a video of the top 5 or the top 10 tanks in the game. If you have a top 5 or a top 10 that you would love to see, let me know in the chat. Because we were trying to figure it out, right? Top 5 best characters in general. And I said, well, no, there's a lot of people that do top 5 characters. Just like all top 5 all-round characters. It seems a little bit played out to me. But it's always a good one to do. People always like seeing it. So he said, well, what about like the top 5 teams? Top 5 teams could be good. Especially since there's only about 10 teams that you can actually play. And depending on where you divide those tags, right? So, chill team. There's a chill team. There's a space team. You know, all the different teams. You guys play the game. I don't have to tell you. But yes, we are looking at doing some sort of top 5 or top 10 collaboration between whether it's top 5 tanks, top 5 healers, top 5 attackers, something that has a little bit more specificity to it than just the top 5 units. But I'm interested to know what you guys would consider to be the most useful. Let me know if you have an idea. Let's get it up there. Fernando says the top 5 best support characters. That could be a good one. Everybody knows that the support characters in LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed are among the strongest characters in the game overall. Overall, I think the support characters and the tanks tend to have the highest awesomeness. For the attackers to have high awesomeness, they have to have some extreme statistics. Some of them do, to be fair. Some of them really do. But, yeah, that's actually a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one, Fernando. I'll put that out there and see what he has to say. But top 5 supporters would be good. When do you think we can get the calendar, asks Jester. Jester, I honestly have no idea. We don't know what the dev schedule actually looks like right now. I know that they are in Europe, so they are definitely not taking off for Thanksgiving. So they will be working this week where a lot of Americans are going to be off. But I imagine they're going to want to get a lot of information out prior to the winter holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever your thing is. I know they're going to want to get information out before then because that is a big spending time for every economy around the world, and they're definitely going to want to release something for people to spend money on during that time. So we'll see. Now let's see. Mike Kate, a collab been badgering me for months. That's true. And Mike is saying could do a collaboration on specific abilities, the top 10 best abilities and the top 10 worst abilities. We can't really do top 10 elixirs because there's only 3 of them anyway. So there's really not much for it. But yeah, actually the top 10 abilities to upgrade, that's actually a pretty decent idea. I have to think about that one because there's a lot of in-depth stuff that you could discuss there, right? Top 10 abilities to upgrade, because it would also depend on the whole rest of the character and their synergies as well, right? So for example, upgrading, say, the Forbidden Island ability that allows everybody to put on whatchamacallits, time bombs onto everybody is obviously only going to be useful if you are running it with a whole bunch of pirates, which would mean like, hey, we gotta give some faction shoutouts in addition to just giving a shout out to the abilities themselves. So that could actually be very, very interesting. It's a good idea. All right. It's a little bit, it takes a little bit more thought too to get into it. I'll let him know. I don't know if he's in here. I know he comes in. I know sometimes GKM will join the stream a little bit later. I don't know. I know he's American, but I don't know what his Thanksgiving plans are. So who knows if he's going to be with us at all today. But that's a good idea. And I like the top 5 supporters, Fernando. That was Fernando, right? Yeah, I like the top 5 supporter idea, Fernando, as well. I'll throw them both out to him. We'll see what he has to say. All right. Coming back in here, just finishing up this Brix. Get it, Brix! Oh, I was like looking at all of my team going, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. All of the characters are wrong. Great, there we go. So let's run through this team. Put a little Cook Bart action in here. Cook Bart has super high awesomeness. And I think we found out, what was it last time? That if you have a 7-star, gear level 7, level 60, just fully maxed out Scarlet, I think she's the only character that you can get above 50,000 total awesomeness, which is like super cool in my opinion. Somebody asked about that before. Was that you, Fernando, who asked about that before, if it were possible to get any of the characters up that high? But yeah, there you go. All right, so fighting against this Magisto's Tower team, we take advantage of the fact that my space team is super duper fast in order to get Magisto out of the game before Brutus can actually apply his taunt onto anybody. Without Magisto on the castle team, the whole team completely falls apart. One of the things that they rely on are those stacks of enchantment that they get from all of the different magical characters. So once we get around Magisto, we can seriously nerf the team's ability to heal itself because their counters are not going to heal them. And we can seriously nerf the damage because the damage on that team is going to come primarily from counterattacks and Magisto. So we take out Magisto so that we can remove all of those stacks of enchantment that are going crazy being applied to everybody. Then we don't have to worry about all of those counters. Then, to the best of our ability, we go in and we take out Willa if they are on the team. Now, if you are facing against a castle team in the arena, chances are you are not facing a Willa as well. Very few people have been able to whale up on Willa at the moment. That is not to say that you won't face her at all. You will definitely face her. But you will definitely not face her as much as you will face the Go Busto with like Verda and King Brutus matchup. And if you can get through all of the taunts and take down Magisto, that is the best bet that you have at winning. So with the space team, and this is something I know I've talked about before, the Ice Station Odyssey makes your space team blazing fast. It's really, really incredible and a lot of fun to get in there and get like a whole round of attacks in before the enemy can do anything. Let's see what, I didn't even check to see who I'm fighting against in this node. Let's see who it is and go back in here and be a little bit more specific as well. And see if I can point this out. Yeah, okay, so we all know, for example, that Primo is a relatively fast tank. So getting in here, we go, well, wait a minute. If I can't take down Firefighter Ash before Primo's turn, Primo is going to get that taunt off. And then, despite the fact that Primo is pretty squishy, I'm still going to have to spend some time getting around Primo to go back and hit all of their attackers. So, but look at all of my team's pep meters compared to the enemy. Every single person on my team is going to get to go except for Cook Bart, which doesn't really matter because Cook Bart is a buddy anyway. Combine that with the fact that Kelvin has a special ability that allows you to remove 50% turn meter while also attacking. You can definitely use that to your advantage. Okay, now, I'm not going to be able to kill both Primo and Headley before I get around to anybody else. So, what I'm going to do is actually just try to, because we're fighting against relatively weak characters, just try to nuke down the chicken suit guy. Ugh, so close. So close, but they don't have any heals left, so I don't really have to worry about them healing up the chicken suit guy, but we will just go ahead and take the opportunity to smash down Primo. Good night, Primo baby. Now this also means because I did use Wu's second special ability that we do not have the ability to remove this taunt from their Headley, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to go ahead and use Magisto's AoE to get around this taunt And exactly like you just saw, smash down the chicken suit guy before we get anywhere. All right, now can I barely survive? Yes. What I'm looking at doing is just surviving long enough to get Woo's heal off. Brilliant. This is just going to top up all of my characters because every single one of my characters is going to go before Trent does, which will allow us to get out of this battle with full health. Absolutely brilliant. Alrighty, let me swap back over to my Streamlabs so I can see what everybody is saying right now. When do you think... Oh, not elixirs. What's the best to spend the elixirs on? Oh, right. So, Mike, so you're talking about, like, the best abilities in the game, right? Like, what are... Essentially speaking, just what are the best abilities in the game? And spending elixirs, yeah, we'll have to really consider that because spending your elixirs means not only that the ability is a good one, but also that the character is a good one to synergize well. There are lots of characters that have incredible abilities out there, but you don't spend your elixirs on them because you're not going to run the whole character. So that actually might be interesting. Fernando... It wasn't you, but somebody else with the name Fernando? Wait, are you serious? Was there somebody else in here with the name Fernando? Interesting. Alright. What do we have going on? 600. Ooh, let me go ahead and actually see really quickly before it resets if my Brixpedition store has... Nope, it's got tier 3 ability elixirs. I am using all of my Brixpedition currency on the tier 3 set tools. Set tools, especially the tier 3 set tools, are much harder to get in this game than any of the ability elixirs. And once you get mostly leveled up, you have way more ability elixirs than you need. For example, when I unlocked the Yeti, I maxed out all 5 of his abilities to level 5 without even having to blink an eye at the number of elixirs that I had saved up. Oh my goodness, who is this? Who is this? Hey, get out of here! Get out of here, fool! You're attacking me! Stop attacking me! I love you too. Alright, you go to the grocery store. You have fun. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. This little pigeon came in and started pecking at me while I was on stream with you guys. She's terrible, isn't she? Just awful. It's hard to be loved. Oh god, what a terrible thing to say. I wish all of you the same degree of happiness. Kelsey is amazing. She is definitely my better half. She keeps me happy and excited throughout the day. I wish that every single one of you finds somebody like her. But not her, because she's mine. I already got her. So lay off of her. I'm keeping her. You can find your own. Alright, what are we doing in here? We're going to come in here and take down Storm first. Especially while she has that taunt up. And she is down. Brilliant. Now we can take down the Crash Test Dum-Dum. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use this second special ability. It will remove the taunt from the Crash Test Dummy. But in this case, the reason why I actually want to use it is because it does more damage. And I'm going to see if I can just take down the Crash Test Dummy. There we go. Before he gets the chance to explode. And I do. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now, I don't need to lock anybody out of their abilities. I just need to cream everybody. So we'll take down DigiJ. Thank you, good and wonderful. And we will make sure that everybody is nice and healed as we come in here and clear out Naya. I want to use this heal. Yeah, I got a lot of damage coming around. So let me see if I can use this heal and manage to get out, yes, without Naya doing any special damage. I can, because I still had Reed's Stun. Reed's Stun is a very underrated ability, I think. A lot of people think that Reed is actually relatively weak, and I can see why they would say that. But I think Reed is actually deceptively powerful. Reed's abilities are very, very basic. And because the abilities are very basic, he gives you the idea that he's a little bit weaker than he actually is. A lot of times, if people's abilities are more complex, right? If it takes an entire paragraph to explain what their ability does, then it's very easy, or actually it's very hard, but some because of the sheer number of people there are that play this game, somebody will figure out how to maximize like every little tiny aspect of that ability. And so any character whose abilities are relatively simple, you think is relatively weak because you go, oh, well, I understand this. Done. Or, nah, I don't understand this. It's relatively weak. But Reed's second ability, it hits and it stuns. And you're like, all right, fine, whatever, I guess. But no, it's not whatever, I guess. It's incredibly strong. Stun actually negates people's passive abilities as well. And that's something that gets lost a lot of the time, right? Especially if you were fighting on a team with, say, Scarlet on the team and the rest of those pirates. If Scarlet is stunned, then her auto taunt will not go off. That is an incredibly powerful ability. Incredibly powerful. Oh my goodness, look at this. We only pull one person out of stealth. Terrible! And it is the hiker. Well, it's not terrible. We'll just end up focusing down the hiker instead while we're waiting for everybody else to come out of stealth. So at least it will nerf their ability to heal, but meh. Not as good as we would like it to be. We wanted, at the very least, for Redbeard to come out of stealth, but we get no luckety-luck. I'm going to go ahead and use Reed's basic attack here. Yes, it is enough to get him down. And now we're going to go ahead and let's see if we can lock everybody out of their abilities. I really need to wait until that Redbeard gets out of stealth. I am getting so many turns around here. Oh, everybody has vulnerable in time for me to use Magisto's special while Magisto still has damage reduction up. That's brilliant because if he gets the counter from Redbeard, then we're still good to go. And we didn't even get the counter. Aha. I was going to say because Redbeard got dizzy, but he didn't get dizzy. We just got lucky. Redbeard is gonzo. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now we're going to throw out this heal. We're starting to get a little bit low here. Yeah, now we're in a good spot. Now, if I can last long enough to get a heal out on Commander Cold, to get him topped up before we're out of here, that's one more turn from Magisto that would be required. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it, to be completely honest with you. Let's see how long I can spend just keeping people alive. Keeping people alive. That's actually fine. And Magisto will be the next one to go. So now we can actually throw out some extra damage here. Brilliant. We managed to do enough waiting turns that we can get the heal out on Commander Cold, have our team nice and topped up as we exit out of this level. Extreme Gamer, what's up on Twitch, bro? I see you switching over. Mike says, I know that the Highwayman isn't worth spending elixirs on, but I have his skills. Don't really give much except a bit of damage, but not any further abilities. Mike, the Highwayman is a very, very good character. And because he is both fast and hits extraordinarily hard, he actually can fit on many, many different teams. The Highwayman is actually an excellent character for you to spend your abilities on if you are going to use him. Now, if you're not going to use him, then no, absolutely don't spend your abilities. But the Highwayman can fit on many, many teams because he's very fast and he hits like a truck. So yes, you absolutely can upgrade your Highwayman's abilities if you want to. Sweet. Any ideas for Matt's collaboration with GKM? Asks Mike. Extreme is saying, is Crash Test Dummy usable at all? Yes, but you really do have to build a team around the Crash Test Dummy. The Crash Test Dummy is very popular on a lot of city teams, actually. But the biggest thing about the Crash Test Dummy is whenever anyone else takes damage, the Crash Test Dummy gets healed. So he's like the exact opposite of Jester Go-Go. Now, is he the best tank for most teams? No. But he works very well on a city team because the city team has some rather weak tanks. Sal is a very, very powerful tank, but he doesn't do anything else. He doesn't dish out a lot of damage, but he can take a lot of damage. Officer Primo can taunt, but Officer Primo dies extraordinarily fast. So a lot of people will use a city team with the Crash Test Dummy. And synergize with that one. Crash Test Dummy is pretty good, but he's also one that you really have to question before you start spending any of your in-game currency on the Crash Test Dummy. Find the team in which you would use him. And if you find that team, then go ahead and upgrade the crash test dummy. Otherwise, just let him sit on your bench. Apple Brix. What's up, Apple Brix? How are you doing? Okay. You know what? Actually, Crash Test Dummy might have a place. Crash Test Dummy might have a decent place on a Magisto's Tower team. I could see that. He doesn't have any of the castle synergies, but his ability to heal when other people take damage, combined with the fact that he can put Hardy on himself, combined with all of the stacks of enchantment that you can get from the rest of Magisto's Tower team, all of that could stack very well and become very, very powerful, I could imagine, making him very, very hard to take down. Is he going to be as good as, say, having the Basil-Willa combination on the team? I sincerely doubt it, but can definitely give it a shot. You can also think about adding Burnibus onto that team as a castle tank, especially a castle tank with the ability to counter. His counters, especially while Magisto is still alive, there's a lot. The Magisto's Tower team is actually the one that I'm currently in the process of farming. This is after I get the Yeti all the way leveled up. I'm going to be spending all of my currency farming that Magisto's Tower team and trying to get Willa. In the, in the Master Store, it's always between Willa and Kartovsky right now. And Kartovsky, if I'm being completely honest, Kartovsky just doesn't impress me very much. I know that he's rather useful against the stealth synergies, but I think I've shown you guys that with the Ice Station Odyssey running Kelvin and Commander Cold, you don't need any more anti-stealth synergies. I can actually clear out the ninjas on day 7 with the team you're currently seeing right now, because Commander Cold and Kelvin can pull them out of stealth. In fact, this week or maybe next week, I don't know. I'll have to go back and see what the actual quality of this stream is with this microphone and the different background. But using this particular team, I can clear out the day 7 ninjas now. And it doesn't even require a lot of extreme RNG, especially when you factor in being able to add a buddy onto your team at the same time. And once I get my Yeti up and running, it's only going to get worse, because then I'm going to have a whole bunch of characters that all have those chill synergies going on with all of the extra damage that they get against characters that have Dizzy on them. Absolutely nuts. And in fact, I'll take a minute after this and actually go through why the Yeti is such a powerful addition to a chill team, because it's actually a little bit more layered than you might think. Alright, so let's come in here and get Fitness Instructor gone. Now all we have left is Cookalus Bartolus. Cookalus Bartolus! If he were a Roman, that would be his name. Let's see if I can do a couple of waiting turns here while I'm trying to get through to use the heal. So we'll go ahead and do this. We'll lock Cookbart out of his heal. I want to see if I can get Magisto's heal. Brilliant on our Kelvin. Excellent. Everybody's nice and topped up going into the final battle of this Brix board. What is it today? Collectibles? It's either collectibles or pirates. Either way, it shouldn't be much of a problem, but let's check it out. Apple Brix. Yes, I did get the Yeti, and I am spending about 800 gems per day trying to get more of the Yeti, just so I can showcase it for you guys. It's super expensive proposition. All right, hold on a second. Let's come in here and I think there's a buddy Yeti in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. We're going to throw in this Yeti just so I can showcase for you how the synergy with the rest of this chill team actually works. Correction, the demo dummy only heals when a city unit gets hit. Ah, Fernando, yes. Thank you very much for pointing that out. That is why the demolition dummy is used as a great tank for city characters, because he heals when another city unit gets hit. Thank you, Fernando, for pointing that out. I always forget about that. And then Apple Brix saying, I buy Fancy Apple 3 in the Master Shop. Yes, currently, Apple Brix, that's what I'm spending it on, because I'm trying to max out my Yeti and my Explorer Aurora. But once those are maxed out, it's going to be all Willa all day. Yeti is an amazing chill hero. Yes, he is. So now I'm going to showcase for you why he is. We're going to be fighting against the collectible units. This is a decent team to showcase it against because I don't think they have anybody who really puts Dizzy on the team, which is the important thing here. All right. So I'm going to put Dizzy on the chicken suit guy, but he's not going to really survive very long. Yes. In fact, he doesn't even survive long enough for the Yeti to get a turn. But here's what we're going to showcase. First off, I am going to taunt with the Yeti. Ah, Boo Earns. I did not get any crits. Now, when the Yeti uses his taunt ability, if he gets any critical attacks, he will also gain Retribution. Is it called Retribution? No, it's not called Retribution. What is it called? Payback. It's Retribution in a lot of other characters. But he'll gain Payback for 2 turns. Now what that means is he's going to counter every single time he gets hit, right? And because you have Magisto on your team, every single one of those counters is also going to heal him. So let's go ahead and put that on him now, even though he doesn't need the heal, to showcase what's going on. Whenever you use Payback, you use your basic attack. The Yeti's basic attack has a chance to attack a second time. That's very, very important to remember, especially if you manage to get Dizzy on an enemy character. And I'll show you why for that one in just a second as well. All right. Attacky, tacky, tacky. There it is. There's one counterattack from the Yeti, another counterattack with a bonus attack. He'll heal on both of those. Now we're going to go ahead and put Dizzy up on our crash test dummy. With Dizzy up on the crash test dummy, it increases the amount of damage done by the Yeti by 50%. Check this out. Oh no, 100%. The Yeti deals twice as much damage against foes inflicted with Dizzy. And whenever a chill hero attacks a foe who has Dizzy, that hero increases their pep by 10%. Then, his basic attack has a 50% chance to do a bonus attack. So he's going to deal 100% damage. If you attack him and you have Dizzy, and right now look at this. Crash Test Dummy, Hiker, and Fitness Instructor all have Dizzy. So, if they attack the Yeti is going to counter attack for 200% damage and gain 10% pep, with a 50% chance to hit for another 200% damage and gain another 10% pep. It is huge, the amount of damage he does. Now we're going to use the Abominable Snowball, which will deal 150% damage to the target foe, plus 50% damage because they do have a debuff, so that's 200% damage, times 2 because the character has Dizzy. So this special is going to deal 400% damage. Let's see how much damage this does. 6,000 damage without critting from a tank character. That is a monstrous amount of damage to come from a tank. And if he crits, that's what, 10,000 damage from a basic attack? Not to mention, he still has taunt and payback for another turn. It's just amazing the amount of damage that the Yeti can shell out. Let's get that counter on there. Oh, we'll go ahead and get the counter on there twice. Why not? Hiker is going to use his heal. It's what he does. It's fine and dandy. We're going to continue to try to mash him down. Now the Yeti has actually gotten enough turn meter. Oh, let's go ahead and get a little counter action going on. Thank you very much. And keep in mind, this Yeti that I'm using is level 55, gear level 6, 6 stars. So he's not even maxed up. And you can see that it's very, very hard to take him down. Now we are going to go ahead and use Wu's heal here, his group heal here, and we're going to be saving the Yeti's ultimate. Now the Yeti has lost his payback, but it's totally fine. We can totally survive without it. We're going to go ahead and focus on getting the fitness instructor down. There's another synergy that is important to note. Whenever a chill character attacks a foe with Dizzy, it removes 15% of their turn meter. So add that on top of all of the things that Yeti can do already. Additionally, Commander Kelvin's second ability, which removes 50% turn meter from the foe, will also remove another 15% turn meter from the foe if the foe has Dizzy. So Kelvin can remove 65% turn meter. Oh, sorry. It reduces their pep by 40%. If they have Dizzy, 55%, while also granting 25% pep to a random chill hero. So the chill team actually has so many synergies that work together so incredibly well. It just makes them very, very fun. But obviously, farming those teams is very hard because you kind of have to have the Yeti in order to run a full chill team. Otherwise, you're going to probably run a mostly space team, which is what I'm currently doing in the arena, as you guys have seen. If you switch out Woo for Locust, that's what I'm currently using in the arena. All right. Coming to the second round of all of the collectibles, and we're going to focus on getting the Yuppie down first. Now this means we will go ahead and put some lockouts down on everybody, and then we are going to stun the Yuppie just in case for some reason we don't manage to kill him. Now, we'll go ahead and put debilitate on everybody, and this is going to be huge because next I'm going to hit everyone with Magisto's Blast. And now that everybody has debilitate, Magisto's Blast is going to actually remove everyone's turn meter. Everyone. So check this out. Boom! And they all go down to 0. I'm basically getting 2 full turns from my entire team before the enemy team gets to go at all. This team just gets wrecked by my space team. We'll go ahead and take down the Highwayman. Now the next person I'm going to want to take down is Cactus Girl, who does have Dizzy on her. We're going to go ahead and do that little taunty taunt with our Yeti. And I'm just going to deal the 150% Commander Cold damage. Come here, show me what it is. Yeah. Plus 50% bonus damage if they have Dizzy. Let's see if this takes down the Cactus Girl. And it does perfectly fine. Now, the enemy has managed to get 1 turn so far. 1. And we'll see if we can take down the Hot Dog Man. I think we will be able to. Going to go ahead and put a little heal and a little payback up on the Yetster. Oh, yeah. Check this out. Oh, there's a 6,200 point crit. There you go. That final round of 5 characters, 5 collectibles come in, and they get 2 moves in the before all of them are just taken down. I love this chill team, and I'm very, very excited to try to get my Yeti up to gear level 7, 7 stars. Don't know if it's going to happen. It's going to be super expensive, but we're going to be giving it a shot. It is going to require a lot of extreme RNGesus. So everybody, bear with me. Pray to whatever RNG dice gods you pray to that I can get enough tiles to get him up to 7 stars. It's going to be close. It's going to be rough, but we might be able to do it. Let's see. For tomorrow, everybody's gaining critical chance, everybody's gaining attack, and everybody's gaining prepared. Meh. I don't really care about any of those things, but they will help me a little bit get through map 6. All right, guys. That is the end of the stream today. It is 10:15 New York time, and it's time for me to do a little bit of standard work before I close down for Thanksgiving. Now, a quick note here. I will be streaming tomorrow morning. I know it's Thanksgiving, so if many of you are unable to join, that's perfectly fine. I hope that you are spending time with your loved ones in a safe and socially distant kind of way. If not, I hope that you have... Well, if not, nothing. No, you should definitely be being safe on Thanksgiving. Whether it's a Zoom Thanksgiving or an in-person Thanksgiving, I wish and hope and pray for you that everything goes swimmingly. Are you farming the Yeti? Let me know. If so, how is it going? And yeah, good luck. Until tomorrow. Same time tomorrow, guys. Same setup. I will have the headset. I will have the blinds in the background. And we will be this way all the way through the first couple of streams that I do in December. Thank you very much for bearing with me. Thank you for joining me all the time. And yeah, go spend time with your family. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Later, skaters.